Varsity Triple Crown Championship is the ultimate test of teamwork, dedication, and skill. Created in 2014 to recognize teams that defy the odds and sweep 3 of the world's biggest cheer competitions in one season, the Triple Crown Champion title is reserved for the best of the best. To win the Triple Crown, teams have to compete and win in the same division at Cheersport Nationals, NCA Nationals, and the UCA International Championship. Winning the crown is no easy task. Hundreds of teams will try, but nearly all of them will fail. By the third competition, there might only be 2 or 3 contenders left in the running, but the few that are left standing still have to win UCA to win the crown. Triple Crown champions go down as legends in cheerleading history. Let's take a closer look at the process of competing for the crown. We'll keep track of the Triple Crown contenders from 2019 as we dive into each competition and see what it's like to compete for the crown. This is the road to the Triple Crown Championship. The journey begins in Atlanta, Georgia in the middle of February. Cheersport Nationals is held at the 3rd largest convention center in the United States, the Georgia World Conference Center, which has an area of 3.9 million square feet. There are over 23,000 athletes and 35,000 spectators in the building, but even at a total of 58,000 people in attendance, Cheersport is only the world's 2nd largest cheer competition. When it's time to warm up, athletes make the brutally long walk to the practice room, which takes up an entire exhibit hall at the convention center. Each team gets a few minutes on a mat to warm up stunts, a few minutes on a spring floor to warm up tumbling, and a few minutes on a full-size spring floor to run through the routine once or twice. When their time's up, the athletes and coaches walk to the holding area behind the performance stage, where they get a few minutes to huddle up, encourage each other, and get excited before competing. Each team repeats the process again the next day, and then it's time for the awards ceremony. The winners of each division get national champion jackets and remain contenders for the Triple Crown. After Cheersport 2019, there were still 11 teams in the running. As for every other team that took on the Triple Crown Challenge, well, they're out of luck. They'll still go to the other competitions, but they'll have to wait until next year for another shot at taking the crown. But the pressure is still on. That was only the first lap of the race, and there's no time to relax or celebrate. Less than a week after Cheersport, it's time to head to the next competition. For one weekend every year, the entire city of Dallas, Texas is taken over by cheerleaders. NCA is the largest cheer competition in the world, where 25,000 athletes battle for the coveted NCA National Champion title while 38,000 spectators watch. The 2 million square foot K. Bailey Hutchison Convention Center is packed with over 63,000 people. It's hardly bigger than Cheersport by much, but what sets NCA apart from any other competition is the arena. It seats 10,000 spectators and it's pretty much completely full at all times. The arena gives NCA a completely different energy from any other competition. The lights are blinding and you can barely hear anything, but you can feel the excitement. Athletes warm up in a huge exhibition hall, walk to the arena, and wait behind the giant screens until it's time to take the mat. It's too bright to see the crowd in the middle of a performance, but you can hear everything. If your routine is going well, the entire crowd is on your side, and your routine will just get better and better. But the moment something goes wrong, this is what you'll hear. Routines can quickly spiral out of control at NCA after a single mistake. Stepping on the mat is one of the most terrifying moments of your life, but there's no better feeling than hitting a perfect routine at NCA. The award ceremony is intense. When it gets down to the top 3, each remaining team circles up on the floor as the announcer slowly reads the final placements. When the national champion is announced, a confetti cannon goes off, and the winners get their trophy and banner. NCA champions also get exclusive leather jackets. After NCA, 6 teams had been eliminated from the Triple Crown Challenge, leaving only 5 contenders. Dynasty Spirit Elite All-Stars Red Flames, Cheer Extreme Raleigh Code Black, Rockstar Beatles, Rockstar Rolling Stones, and Cheer Extreme Lady Lux. These 5 teams were in the home stretch. All they had to do now was win UCA, which was scheduled for the weekend after NCA. 2019 was an extra stressful year because all 3 Triple Crown competitions were scheduled exactly a week apart, leaving the remaining challengers with hardly any time to recover or practice. Could all 5 teams pull through and earn the Triple Crown? Let's find out as we move on to the happiest place on earth for the final Triple Crown event. UCA is held in Orlando, Florida at the ESPN Wide World of Sports complex. About 7,500 athletes and their families stay at Disney's All-Star hotels. Coaches and athletes use the hotel's courtyards as places to run through stunts and prepare for the competition. Athletes even have time to go to the parks at Disney World. Although UCA is nowhere near as big as Cheersport or NCA, it's just as difficult to win, especially since it's closer to the end of the season. But in general, UCA feels much more laid back than the other 2 Triple Crown competitions. The practice room only has 3 full-size spring floors, and the athletes have around 10 minutes to warm up all of their skills before heading downstairs to the waiting area. Just like NCA and Cheersport, each team has to perform twice, once on day 1 and again on day 2. When the results are in and it's time for the awards ceremony, the Triple Crown winners are finally announced. But how many of our 5 remaining contenders managed to Triple Crown? Let's find out. Well, as it turns out, all 5 of them managed to win their divisions and take home the Triple Crown. In fact, there were more Triple Crown champions in 2019 than in any other year so far. Triple Crown winners receive exclusive jackets, backpacks, medals, a banner, and championship crown jewelry, whatever that means. But the Triple Crown isn't really about the backpack or the jacket. At the end of the day, it's about recognizing outstanding athletes and rewarding them for their hard work and dedication. The road to the Triple Crown is a lot longer than just competing at Cheersport, NCA, and UCA. Whether they won the Triple Crown or not, these teams have been through hell and back, practicing together since the beginning of the season almost a year ago, pushing through injuries, challenging themselves to learn new skills, and dedicating thousands of hours of their time to their coaches and teammates. The Triple Crown just goes to show that no matter how much the odds are stacked against you, nothing is impossible if you want it bad enough.